Welcome back to Manny Centric. We are doing a red nail manicure today with a little bit of red nail art for a collab for Red Nails Never Fail. She recently hit a huge milestone on Instagram of 800 followers, so we're all celebrating with her collab. So I'm going to go ahead and get started by applying some red nail polish. Only my accent nail is going to be fully red because of the look I'm trying to create. But while I'm getting my nail polish open, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe, and share if you've got some other friends who are looking to do some red nails. And the red is open. I chose a really bright red as far as what I usually wear for this collab, because that is her favorite color. And I realized that she was right. I don't see it featured that often in a lot of manicures anymore. So I think it's going to be super fun just to be wearing red for this collab. I've already applied my peel off base coat just in case I make any boo-boos. And I also treated my cuticles with a little bit of moisturizer because I also did dishes right before deciding to do this video, which was epically a horrible idea. But I also didn't want to try to do them like right after I do my nails either. So what I'm doing is leaving like a bare, or I don't know if you want to call that like a negative space cuff. But I wanted to make sure that I get a lot of red on there. And that's how I'm going to be doing the rest of my nails too. The reason why I'm not using a nail guide right now is because I'm trying to get free of the nail guides. Because sometimes I do nails outside my house, or I'll be doing them for like a friend or a family member. And if I don't have my nail guides with me, I'm like, oh my God, I can't do it. I can't do it. I'm going to have a nervous breakdown. I'm just going to go sit in the corner. And they'll say, really, you can't just like freehand it? And I'm like, no, I can't. I don't freehand. So definitely trying to work on that, because it's an uncomfortable feeling where it's like, can I do a cuff? I don't know. Do I have a nail guide for that? Yes, I do. Then yeah, I feel comfortable doing it. Or no, I don't. So I don't feel comfortable doing it. So I'm trying to break free of that cycle. We'll see if I can. If I can't, no biggie. I do have some nail guides somewhere in my room. Somewhere indicates that somewhere, but I don't know where right now. I only keep really good track of where my polishes are. As far as like anything else, it's like, it's somewhere. Is it here? Possibly. Where? Don't know. And I'm doing the thumbnail, which I'm trying to learn how to make sure that I anchor my pinky finger when I'm doing this. But it always just feels really awkward to me. But I heard that that's an easier way to do your freehand when you're polishing, to keep your hand steady. Because I don't know if you guys saw my like earlier swatches, like I'd be air polishing where like my hand is just hovering in the air, and it was a constant struggle. Okay, so yeah, the cuffs are a little bit big because I just didn't want to go all the way down as close as I could to my cuticle for my cuffs and then end up with some type of mishap. So I started a little higher up and I'm going to go ahead and let this dry. Then I'm going to add a nice little top coat to it so that we can move on to the next step. Alright, top coat has been added, and as you can see from the shine, it is fully dry. So I'll go ahead and move on to the next step. I was really hoping to get some really thin black lines going vertically on the nail. So I'm going to go ahead and put on my trusty washi tape and pretty much make my own lines, because even though I have like a nail stamper for this, I'm having a bad stamping day, so I'm going to need to use something as an alternative. Alright, so I've got the washi tape placed, and now we're just going to go ahead and paint over it and then peel the tape up. So I'm opening up my nail polish right now. And I'm sort of feeling like I should have put some liquid latex right there at the base of my cuticle just in case, but I feel like it's a little late now, so we'll just hope for the best. And I think I'm going to have to fix it because it feels like I spilled a little past where it was supposed to be. Okay, not bad. Especially for an impromptu, I really just need a black line on my nails because I'm doing something kind of abstract. So that's the line. I'm a little upset because it's not absolutely as straight as I would have liked, but you know what? I'll take it. Okay, back with another finger fully on tape. And I'm going to try to make sure I use a lot less nail polish this time because I was super scared that I spilled. So I'm going to just use the edge of the brush and hope that does a little less spilling possibly. And no worries, I'll clean up that little spot on my cuticle, but very happy that at least the black lines came out looking somewhat straight, because I wasn't absolutely sure I was going to be able to pull that off at all. So I will be right back with the finishing touches. Alright, I'm back. I did add on some of those beads I've been dying to put into my manicures. I know it's such a small accent, but I find it absolutely necessary in a case like this because I'm only going with the one thin dark line and mostly a sea of red, and I just really wanted to put these tiny beads into it, and there you can see them right there. These are the ones that I'm talking about, are never ever the exact size that I want them to be. They're always a little bit like a half a centimeter, quarter of a half of a centimeter off by size, but when they work and they're all the same size, it's a really great effect. And I really just wanted to add just that little teeny tiny detail to this manicure. I'm going to go ahead and put a little quick dry top coat on my pinky and show you guys how I do it. So, with regards to the top coat, basically what I do is brush off as much of the polish as I can so that I'm working with a much smaller amount of polish because I don't want a big glob of it everywhere. I just want enough to hold in place what I'm trying to hold in place. And I'm going to do this like closer to the bottom. So, like you guys can see it, but once it dries, it's almost unnoticeable. And then I'm taking these tweezers that I got from Beauty Big Bang. Like super, super fine, narrow tweezers at the tip. And then I'm using them to pick up the beads. Because my little wax thing wouldn't do it. My wax pickup stick that I use for like all my rhinestones, I don't think it quit on me, but I think this was more than I usually ask it to handle. So the answer was, of course, a resounding nuh-uh. The only thing I hate about these is like I haven't figured out how precisely to keep them from going everywhere while I'm trying to put them on. And then once I've got them placed, try to make sure that there's no other beads or lint or any other stuff on the tips of my narrow tip angled tweezers. There's a whole lot that I could use to describe the tweezers, but try to make sure that there is nothing on the tip of them whatsoever. And then just move them around until I'm satisfied. And for some reason, this one, like on the end, just doesn't want to get any closer to the other two. And there it goes. And I guess that's what happens when I force the issue. It's like, no, I'm good. I really don't want to go there. And it could be that, like, my top coat has already dried. Time's up. But that's okay. I've got just enough that I can put right there. And try again to place one right on that edge where I really, really want it. And I think this is like the hardest part of doing this particular nail design is trying to do it on camera. And I think I'm going to try to push this one down just a little bit. And then I'm just going to leave it alone because I don't want to end up with like 400 of these all over my floor and stepping on them for like the next 2 weeks. So we're going to go ahead, zoom all the way in so that you guys can see it. And then we're going to zoom out. And I'm just going to smooth out that top coat that I had to apply to adhere them. So now I have my design the way I wanted. It's a little abstract for a red nail design, but I really want to try something super different and out there because red is such a bold color. So I'm going to go ahead and take pictures of this and post it up on my Instagram, and then I'll go ahead and load this video for you guys. Thanks again for joining me. If you've already subscribed, thanks again for watching this video and giving me some whatever tips you guys have on how to do the beads. Alright, and this is the end result with the little beads and the top coat. I'm going to go ahead and take pictures, post it up on my Instagram. If you want, you guys can check that out too. That's at Mannycentric. And my blog, of course, mannycentric.com. And I'll even post up links to my last review and swatch so that you guys can check out what I've been up to recently. If you've already subscribed, thank you again for joining me again. And if you haven't yet, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe so that you can always be aware of when I'm uploading new tutorials. And of course, that weekly review and swatch that sometimes shows up on like a Sunday, depending on what I'm up to, but it's gotten pushed around this month because I've been doing so many of these challenge videos. So I look forward to seeing you guys later. Thanks again for joining me.